Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I'm your host, Glenn Poole Harding. And tonight, we have a very special guest. This basketball head is the commissioner of the New York Scholastic Athletic Association. He started out as the athletic director at the Allen Christian School of Jamaica, Queens, then transformed into commissioner, and the N.Y.S.A.A. was born. In 2003, the N.Y.S.A.A. was created to give students an opportunity to compete for their school. In 2005, the league will receive notoriety in the January New York Times for its presence in New York City basketball. If it were not for this league, hundreds of students would not have the opportunity to be a part of an activity that is positive to their growth and offers a conduit for coaches and teachers to teach skills that would impact their lives. I know this firsthand because after winning the prestigious Long Island IPPSAL championship in 2013 and 14, the league was dissolved and we were without a league. That is when this basketball head came to the rescue. Help me welcome to the show, Commissioner of the NYSAA Sports, Dwayne Cumberbatch.
Y'all ready? Yes. You have stepped out into the world of chaos, where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. 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 Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. 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 East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
What's going on, Glenn? How you feeling, man?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well.
Yo, bro, I gotta tell you first, man. I'm so proud of you, man. You doing something so amazing. I was telling a friend of mine, I've known you all these years, and I didn't know your history was so deep. So I've been listening over these years, over the months. I'm like, this dude know Big Daddy Kane. He done been hooping with the top hoopers. I'm like, I had no idea.
Yeah, man. I lived a lot of lives, man.
I know.
And it's because of basketball. You know, I think once I got introduced to the world of basketball and became part of the New York City Brotherhood, a lot of doors are opened up for me.
Yeah. Definitely, brother. I appreciate the opportunity, and I'm ready. I'm excited.
No doubt, man. Listen, man. Like what we say, man. One hand wash the other. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And for the simple fact, man, that you've been there for us for a very long time, D. Especially in our time when we was just getting our basketball program up and running, and to do well in that last league, to have it dissolve after we win it.
Yeah.
And it was all because, I'm not even gonna go too deep in it, but we was playing against the rich elite schools, and it was cool when we were losing. But once we won it, they kind of dissolved the league, and then reformed it somewhere else. But then, you stepped in, man, and it's been a whirlwind ever since, man. So I want to say thank you.
No, definitely. Thank you. You guys have done, I mean, you guys do a phenomenal job over MDP. I mean, there has not been a time and place I've been like, hey, yo, you got to play here. And you be like, nah, we can't go. You show up on time. You ready to go. You had some success. So, I just been appreciative. And you take my league seriously. And that's the most important part. Because if you take it seriously, the kids take it seriously. And we create memories and teaching and impacting lives. So, I was, like I said, I told you last night, I was looking back at some old photos, back some championship games, something I hadn't looked at in years. And I was like, wow. So, Glenn and Teeth was doing their thing for many years. So
Yeah, man.
salute
Salute
to
to my
you.
guy Pete, man. He'll be on here soon, man.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
so let's get this cracking, man. Who introduced you to the game
Ah,
overall?
wow. A brother named Herb Legree played at Andrew Jackson back in the late 70s, early 80s.
I heard the name, and the resident artist Jamel Powell played that Andrew Jackson, so he's over there giggling.
Oh, no doubt. You know, I don't live too far from Jack, so you know, I'm an old head when I call it Jackson. People call it Campus Magna now. I'm an old head. You
Right,
know, they call him Jack. This brother, funny enough, how the world works. His mother was my babysitter, and
wow,
his mother was my babysitter. And one of the brothers I had growing up in that house, he would just take. He was the same age as me, so he would just take us to the court. And all the way up, I would say all the way up through probably my sophomore year in high school, he would just take us to camps. He would work the camps. So we would go to Knicks camp. We would go to John Starks camp. We would go, you know, we've gone all over. And, you know, I just learned the game from, you know,
right,
all heads. And on
right.
Sunday mornings, he would take us to the brother in the back would know Cambria Park. And
Okay,
we would go to the park in the morning and play with the old heads and really learn the game that way, when I was young, I didn't really take it as seriously. I was just athletic and I would run around with him. But it changed probably when I got up to 8th grade, and that's when it was like, okay, what you gonna do now? 'Cause I played football at first.
right,
So
right. Which I did as well. Yep,
yeah,
yep.
I love football. My man that's on here, my man Bam. We used to play football. As most kids started on the block. I was the quarterback. I had the arm. I was doing all
See,
that.
that's right, that's
There
right.
you, there you go. I wanted to be Randall Cunningham. That was my thing.
Ha!
That was my thing. I wanted to be Randall Cunningham. I was fast. I could run. And then when I got to like about 8th grade, everybody was playing basketball. Everybody was playing basketball, and but it wasn't the same game that that I knew. Everybody was playing street ball. I knew kind of this organized game, and
Right.
when I first got on my first couple of teams, the guys that were a little more skilled was making me look bad. But I was like, hold up, you supposed to pass right now, and that changed the game for me. I had to start looking at it totally different. But yeah, that was when the game changed, like 8th grade, the game changed, and I went to Allen. Where I met you at. I went to Allen,
Yes, yes.
and my man, I think Kev is on here too. Shout out to my
What up,
man
yo?
Kev.
What up, Kev? Long time, my brother. Yes, yes. I
Shout
remember.
out to my man. Yo, Kev would
Yeah.
tell you. Kev would tell you he would. Obviously he was one of the better ball players at Allen with us. Could do it all. But everybody in our class play basketball. You know what I'm saying? So it was like there was nothing else to do but play ball. And
When you guys went to Allen, did you guys have a team?
so we had a team our senior year. It wasn't what eventually, we created in the league, and it wasn't that. But we had a team. We had some. We played like one other school. It wasn't as organized as it is now, and the focus is on development and whatnot done. It wasn't on that. But it definitely was. It was something for us to do. It should have been that because we had the talent. But just wasn't no one there to organize it like we did when I was there working. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about some of the people who's influenced you in your life.
Oh man, shoot. Just on the sports side, I look up to my man, like I said, Herb. Right, Herb was definitely he talking about that hard work. He talking about like if you're gonna do it seriously. You know, funny enough, a lot of my sports guys were other people's dads that really influenced me. My pops doesn't play any sports. Didn't play any sports, but it was a lot of other people's pops. Like Kev's pops, he would be around. I saw him a lot
Right,
growing up.
right, right.
He a big basketball head, big basketball head. Um, And on the block, I would see other guys, fathers, influencing sports wise. But you growing up, I love MJ, MJ disciple. I love guys like Bo Jackson. I remember the first autobiography I read was the autobiography of Bo Jackson.
No doubt.
And I just learned like those guys, outside of obviously, you go to Allen, you see guys like Reverend Flake and that are community guys too. But on the sports tip, it was always MJ, Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders. That was my thing with those guys.
And how influential were your parents in your life?
Very interesting. I grew up, with my mother primarily. My mother, really didn't know anything about my athleticism. She would know I would leave with these guys and I would go to the park and I'd be in the backyard. I had a hoop in my backyard. I used to that's all she knew as far as sport. She knew when the game would come on, I'll be watching the game. But she didn't know, my mother, came here from Barbados. She didn't even know too much about sports.
But she provided you with that hoop in the backyard, right? Which provided you with a lot of support, right? And even though they weren't sports people, they made sure that you had an avenue to go down to do something and not get in trouble. Crucial.
That hoop in my backyard, and I didn't have much space to even do much, but it was everything to me out there. I can't tell you how many hours I spent shooting in that backyard. Hours, whether it's cold, shoveling off the snow. My boys on the block just coming into the backyard, we shooting for hours. Scenarios, that was my summers, that was my childhood. You're right, it was key. It was that hoop was crucial.
At that time, who was the best player in your neighborhood?
Oh, wow, there's so many. So I grew up around, so when I would hit the parks, I would hit different parks when I would go around. So I played against, Ira Miller, Lamar Odom, even if you want to even take it there, Shamika Holsquar over at Lincoln Park.
She was out there bowling with the guys, huh?
She was out there hooping with the guys, definitely. And she was no joke. I would go sometimes, even when I go into Flushing, you see a girl named Nisha Butler, who ended up being like one of the top scorers in New York City.
Yes.
But in my neighborhood, I grew up at a time where there wasn't a whole lot of AAU programs. If you were a varsity player, you got your 100 varsity games in the park. So
that's right.
Yeah. So everybody I played against in high school growing up, everybody was a varsity player. So we would be at the park from sun up to sundown. I mean, hooping. There would be so many different guys. You'd be like, where you go? I go to Van Buren, or I go to this school. I go to Cross. I go to, it was crazy, crazy.
So you went to Allen junior high school and high school?
No, at just junior high school up to 8th grade, and then I went to high school in Maspeth at Martin Luther.
Oh, okay, Martin Luther. Okay. All right. Hold on for a second. Go see what it is. Please. I think it's probably my boy. Just somebody's knocking at the door. I had to tip my guy. All right. So, you went to Martin Luther King?
No, Martin Luther Lutheran. This is in Maspeth, a private school in Maspeth.
Got you.
You probably know the dude that ran that school. He ran the PSAA league. He had Cathedral Prep. It had Adelphi Prep. It had a lot of those little private schools in like Astoria and parts of Manhattan. Real school. You probably drove past them a million times. You know where.
And never knew, right? And never knew.
Never knew.
Okay, all right.
If you're on the Long Island Expressway, you drive past it all the time. You know,
How was your high school years?
it was the best thing for me as far as it being an athlete. School never always came easy to me. I never had a problem with school. I never had a problem putting the two together with, the pay, to be a student athlete. I never had the problem
Right,
with that.
right.
But as far as and I keep it. One thing I always, and I'm sure we'll get into it. Just learning about, being honest with kids and their athleticism and where they're at. It was the perfect school for me because it was small. It gave me opportunity. Had I went to a bigger school like Christ the King or school like that had like 2,000, 3,000 kids, I wouldn't have probably played. But
So you did play high school ball? I didn't know that.
4 years start. 4 years I played high school ball. 4 years.
Wow, man.
4 years I played high school ball. Yeah, funny enough, that the first year I go into high school as a freshman, one of the taller freshmen at this time. That says a whole lot of the school, right?
Yeah. Wow. You were like the Kareem of high school.
Right. I'm like five. I'm probably like 5'9" at this point, and
right.
I didn't grow much after that, so I had to change my position because they played me as basically a center. But from my man Herb, I learned I learned how to do everything. He never taught me just a position. You guys
taught you how to be a ball player.
Correct. So, my athleticism, I was fast. I ran track in high school too. So, you learn the game from that perspective, but I love to shoot. So, when I got to high school and as I'm not growing as tall as I'm not 6'2", 6'3", and not getting there, I said, well, you know what I'm gonna be able to do? I'm gonna use my athleticism. I'm fast, I'm quick, I'm gonna play defense, I'm gonna get out on the break, and I love to shoot. I practice on the shot. I'm gonna knock down open shots, and I survived my high school career just through that.
Hey, listen, some people don't even get through that. Okay, some guys make it 1, 2 years. Some guys get to play their last year. Mm-hmm. So look, you get to play 4 years, man. Salute to you.
Thank you. Yeah, man. I had some good coaches while I was there. I met some guys that really, taught the game from that level. But I'll be honest with you, I had guys on that team that were just way better than me. That went on to play, some D1, low D1, some D2 ball.
So name some of those guys who was on your team.
Oh man, this guy, the guy that stands out right away is this guy named Moses Marcus. Moses was about, you think of Karl Malone in high school, and this guy was big. He could jump. He had the moves. He had the footwork, and he came in a year behind me. He ended up playing at Beloit, I believe, and then and had a shot to go overseas. He was brolic, man. There's muscles everywhere, and this guy could just turn on a dime at 6'5" and probably 260. He was huge. He was big guy. But he could turn. He was nimble. Some big guys they could just move fast and agile.
Right.
And he was big like that. He was this other guy named Eddie Pavard ended up going to Western Kentucky. He was phenomenal. I would see Eddie give a lot of those private schools 40. You know what I'm saying? But what it was is that there was a group of us that traveled out to N.Y.S.A.A from Jamaica, and we would all be on the train together, and we played ball together on this side, and we would when we didn't have a game, we would travel to different courts. We would go into Brooklyn. We would take our team.
Tell me the park in Brooklyn.
Right there with that 8 ball. Right there.
Okay, 258. Yeah.
We're going out there. The park. What's that park right there behind Broadway Junction?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah. Kelly. Yeah.
I believe that's what it is. We would just do that. We would just start. Then we would go into Flushing, and we just would take our team and go. And some days you had to fight your way out the parks.
That's Brooklyn for you.
There's one way. You know how it is. They got the cut, the circle in the gate, and when they stand in front of that circle, you better not lose this game.
That's right. Or beat someone really bad.
Oh man, but you know what it is though. At that time in basketball, if you really had game, your game spoke for itself. They respected that, and you know what I'm saying. They wasn't trying to. If it pop off, it pop off, but it's not. It wasn't a situation of damn, he's not good and he's talking. Nah, oh he's good. Let me, I respect that. Yo, good luck and we out. Get on that train and get out of there.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you a story. Right, 1991. Came home for the summer, played some ball around the way. Called some of my college guys that played at different schools and some high school guys that was about to come out.
Mm-hmm.
To come out and play. So we out there playing at 21 Park, and a guy who will become a good friend of mine and someone I would make music with later on, but I didn't know him then. He had 5 guys pick next, and we was like, y'all, I don't really think y'all want to play because we all ball players. Yeah, like right. They still want to play, the street dudes. So we started playing, and they wanted to play to like 21. We like, yo, we playing to 11. Like, we're not playing to 21. Right. And your guys are street dudes. So it's going to start calling, and you know how that go.
All
right?
day. Mm-hmm.
Foul.
Call thousands of fouls.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. They agreed, and we start smacking them to get them out of here. And I went to the hole, and the guy fouled me in my forearm. I scored and won. The next time he came down, a few plays down, I kind of caught him on his arm, but I made sure it hurt. And it was probably my ego of being a ball player let him know he couldn't handle me.
Right.
But the guy said, y'all, you try to play me, big man? All right. Left.
Oh, no.
You know what that means.
I didn't think too much of it back then, right? 1991. So anyway, make a long story short, he comes back in the park. I got my back turned and I see people scatter. I'm thinking it's a dog, right? Because you know on a basketball court, dog come, people scatter.
Right.
I turn around, he got the joint in my face. What up, college boy? What up? What up, college boy? I'll blow your head off.
Wow.
I got the ball in my hand, and the only thing I could just flash in the paper, basketball star shot. Over a game.
Oh man.
Luckily, this guy, Dow Fulton, and said Dow Fulton and my man Rome Fortune. In between these two, I remember one of them guys coming over and explaining to them who I was. And said, you don't mess with this dude, he good people.
Yeah.
And then they broke out. And I won't get into the story what happened after that, but some things happened that kind of changed his life. And we wound up making music with each other later on. Check this out. He comes home. First of all, my guy has him calling him from jail. They call each other from jail and rapping over the phone. And I'm knowing somebody else. Dude come home, it's the same dude that was gonna shoot me.
Wow. Wow.
Crazy.
Right.
Right? Yeah. So, and then we'll get back to it. After a while, when we became close, and then my guy Ballhead, who was close friends with him, we all close friends. Guys are my best friends for life, my brothers. Told him that he was gonna shoot me one day because my guy was kind of giving me prop for like staring him out of the streets, telling him to, focus on his craft and do the right thing.
Right.
And my guy was like, yeah, you telling him all these good things, but you was gonna shoot him a couple years ago. He was like, yeah, Pooh was that college dude you was gonna shoot.
Ooh. Wow. And you walking around not even knowing all this is going on in the world around you.
What do you mean? Well, at the time, we I'm from Brooklyn. I know what goes on.
Right.
But again, the basketball part, I just thought gave me a little edge because I wasn't in the streets. And I never thought that somebody would shoot me over a basketball game.
Right. Right.
Even though now that I look at it, it was my ego at the time that made me foul him back.
Right. When you were playing ball, he was living something different.
Oh, for sure. He
Yeah.
was the shooter.
Yeah. Right. That's
For sure.
Yeah. We understand. Ball players understand the talk, and we even understand the foul. You know, but people in that world are like, no, I can't let that happen.
Nah, it's about them getting played. And remember, when you don't have nothing else going on, your respect is all you have. This is why dudes say, you ain't gonna respect me because they feel like they don't have anything else.
Yeah.
And once you cross that line, you know, it's kind of a wrap from there. So that's why I just try to treat everyone fair and give everyone that benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
go
ahead, continue.
No, I was saying, you know, I've definitely have been on in those situations multiple times, from as a mentor saying, yo, you don't need to do that, and as a coach saying to people, yo, you gotta don't let him get in your head, because what is happening is his lesser talent is making him feel inferior to you right now. So you just gotta keep playing, and you know it happens a lot, man. That happens a lot. But yeah.
No, I like the mentor talk because, you know, that's what we do all day at Martin de Porres. How important, is it for you to be a mentor in these young guys' lives?
Oh man, it is. Glenn, when I had never intended on ever working in education.
Me either.
I had no plans to. I was on my way to law school. After college, even when I started working at Allen, I had to still apply to law school. I was still in that route, and you know, God just had a different plan for me. And when I got there, this stuck. And over these years, I've encountered some young men and women that have been, I mean, crucial to my development. Even as I tried to drop the little jewels on them as I could see where they're going. Because I had somebody always saying something to me, you know, whether it be, like I said, a guy on the court, older dude, you know, there was always somebody there to say something. It's super important, man. I see now kids that that you taught that were in the third and fourth grade, grown adults. Some of them got kids, some of them got businesses, some of them are and just to know that along that path, I was just helpful with hey, you can call me when you need me, or hey, don't do that, do this, think about this, some of them even, they come to my house, they sit down and eat chicken, and I can just talk to them. I mean, the extent and levels of the mentorship has been phenomenal for me. I enjoy it. I don't have kids of my own, but to me, all those hundreds of kids I've encountered has just given me such a joy, man. I can't speak enough to. You've seen it actually. Some of the games in the past. I go to a door. You go to the door. It's one of the kids I've known from back in the day doing the door, or it's a kid that grown with me doing the books, or kids that run the league. Even my man Tehran, it would be there. My man Gilbert be there. Run the league. These are guys that that I depend on, I respect. And when they say they're gonna do something, they do it. And that's because of that mentor relationship we've had and grown with. And it's about respect. And a lot of these kids nowadays, unfortunately, there's not enough OGs telling them, hey, you don't gotta do it that way. You can do it this way, young man, young woman. So it's super important.
Definitely. So as I speak to a lot of different guys that played ball, went to college, we talk about that transition, right? That transition from you to college. What college did you go to?
So I started out at St. Francis College, downtown Brooklyn. Love Brooklyn. I'm a Queens guy, but I tell you, I moonlight in Brooklyn. I moonlight in Brooklyn. So I actually went there on a track scholarship.
Okay.
So I ran, in high school, I ran the hurdles, I ran the 100, the 200, um, and I actually get there on a track scholarship. And college sports is college athletics is not high school athletics.
No.
It's totally different. It was a complete job. You're talking about I would leave my house at 5 in the morning, hop on the 8, drive. I had a car at the time. Drive to the A train, take the A train downtown um, to go to practice. We would run from the school over the Brooklyn Bridge to Manhattan. Train because we didn't have a track to train at. Train and then the van would bring us back. I would have class all day. Then we would lift weights, and that was in off season before indoor, and then you go into the outdoor in the spring. And bro, it was a job. I no one saw me. Nobody. Yeah, I didn't really. It was work. So I did that 1 year, and then I had to help out in the crib, so I ended up getting a job and letting that part of my life go. But definitely, the transition was it was fun in high school. Everything was fun. It was fun.
Imagine doing that at Duke, UCLA, Michigan,
Yeah,
Auburn,
yo,
Alabama.
a lot of these young men, all they think about is D1. They think about college as far as that's concerned, and that's what you should be. Your goal should be that. But when you talking about, like you said, playing at Duke, and there's millions of dollars on the line in the program, and you don't feel like getting out of bed this morning. They looking at you. I remember when I ended up finishing up at Hofstra, and that's when Speedy Claxton was there, Norm Richardson, my man Norm, great ball players that really put Hofstra on the map. And
Yeah.
you
My
would
guy
see
Mark Petit was on that team as well.
Mark Petit, yes, man, what? Yo, you would see them dudes in the rec center working out after practice. You know what I mean? You would see dudes like that just on campus, like, yo, where you going? Oh, no, I got practice at 6 a.m. We at 6 a.m. practice. I ain't seeing you no more. So, a lot of these kids, I try to tell them, like, when you think about college, you gotta be serious about it. It's a commitment, and the coaches ain't trying to hear, oh, I was overslept, or it just wasn't, I didn't feel well this morning. So no, what? Yeah, they ain't flying.
Nah. So how was your transition from college and into the real world?
So initially, when I got out of college, I was, I guess I was still trying to figure out if I'm gonna go to law school, and I ended up running into Miss Morant, which was
Yes, Miss Laurent. Yes, beautiful woman. Yes,
beautiful woman. They don't make them like her no more.
No,
They
no,
don't make them like
no.
her no more. Miss Morant, ironically, a little bit of history. She was my very first teacher, like, in life. So, like, when I went, my mother dropped me off at Allen at the door. She was the first person to ever greet me, and I ran into her after church one day, and she was like, yo, just come down, fill out some paperwork. And I was like, for what? And she said, we looking for substitute teachers. And ended up after a year of doing little odd jobs and little marketing jobs, I got this college degree, and I'm like, what do I do next? And I ended up at the school, and I don't think I've gone to any other real. It changed. That was the fork in the road that changed my life. So from being at Allen and finding a niche, and I never taught a class. I've never been in the class. I've never been around kids, and I was like, wow, I really like this. This is something different. And because of that, because of my working at Allen, I was able to start my nonprofit. That was the catalyst that was like, okay, you could do this now. And I worked at Allen for 9 years before we closed.
So when I met you at that time, you was just getting into school, right? How long have you been in Allen when I first met you?
Bro, when I met you at Allen, I probably had literally been out of college a year, if not even a full year.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you, you know, you one of the few brothers. We don't see a lot of men in in elementary education. You know what I'm saying? For you to be this big dude teaching fourth and third graders, that was like, yo, I walk past your classroom, silence, silence. I thought that was, you know, such a impactful image.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Because you definitely, you know, I work with a program now called N.Y.S.A.A. Men Teach, and one of the things we talk about is the importance of Black men in the classroom, how it just changes the whole game. You know what I'm saying? So to see you in there, I'm like, yo, I don't know this brother, but I see he's doing his thing in there, and the classroom is silence. I know learning is happening. I know there's a standard being set. It was amazing. It was amazing. You know, I at that time, you know, you were working there, Kev was working there, Mr. McClendon, who I knew from back in the day.
Yes. Yeah.
Mr. McClendon was there. It was Mr. Outlaw. Later on, my man Gio, who me and Kevin graduated with, started working. So it was always these men around, you know, which I thought was super important. And it was great to see, you know, when I met you, you know, we clicked. So,
No doubt.
you know, definitely, you know, but I didn't know all I know now.
I try to departmentalize things and keep my job, because sometimes, you know, I meet a whole bunch of people, especially from the different lives that I walk. You know, people like to chatter and like to, you know, I did this, I did that, and I just be sitting back like, okay.
Yeah, no, bro.
So until I really, you know, feel comfortable in telling people my story, that's when I really open up.
No, definitely. It was just. I remember, and this, I want to go to. I know you got questions. I remember. I think one of the first things I kind of organized at the school, and me, you, and Kev, and some other people played in a charity game, in a little PTA game.
Yes,
and I'm watching you play, and I'm like, oh, this brother can play. This brother can play. I know Kev can play. I haven't been around Kev my whole life. So I know Kev can play. But I'm looking at you, I'm like, he bring the ball up, he's smooth with it, he's holding it. I'm like, okay, this is different. And the kids are just loving the fact that, you know, you're looking like a superhero to them at this point. You know what I'm saying? So it always gives you that extra when you gotta talk to them and you mentor them. You're like, yeah, I did that already. You know?
Right.
So it's amazing, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. What happened to Allen Christian?
They closed. Thank you to Reverend Flake and Reverend Lane. Just the signs of the time. We couldn't financially keep up. The building's still blessed. They right now it's Eagle Academy Southeast Queens.
Yeah.
And they're still doing a lot of great work in the building. We still, you know, I run, as you know, part of the league is still there. Because Eagles are part of the league. Their JV high school and their middle school teams. So we're still in the building, still doing a lot of great things over there. But it's a lot different. Allen is only going to be one Allen. So, you know.
Definitely. So what made you create NYSAA Sports?
So the political story is real quick. So we do an event in school. I literally started by calling schools out the yellow pages, and that was some of the kids on there was like, the yellow page, what's that? I literally called schools out the yellow page. It was 3 schools and we played a couple games at Allen. And I said, you know what? There were some kids that worked the table, and a parent said to me, you know, if you made a nonprofit, you could get money to pay those kids. And I'll be honest with you, at this point, I knew nothing about running leagues. I knew nothing about running programs. I didn't know anything of the, you know, as a player, when you show up, when it's your
Right,
time,
and play.
you play and you leave.
That's it.
I didn't know how to start, what it took. All I knew was I said, hey, I got these kids I want to pay. So let me create this thing called a nonprofit. I didn't even know what a nonprofit was. I had never started a business. And I got some, so, you know, after that school year was over, I started doing my research. And, you know, before then, at the games, I would call my friends and they would come down and just, you know, ref games haphazardly. I mean, I had one guy even that would come down. He was on his phone roughing the game. It was all kind of coonery and buffoonery, right? And then I met this gentleman, my man, Andre. Why am I thinking Andre's last name right now? Man, you see him 100 times. Bullheaded ref, Andre. Oh man, I'm forgetting his name right now. He's gonna kill me.
All right. We're gonna stick with Andre at the moment.
Yeah, he's gonna kill me when I met Andre at a fundraiser we had to do for Allen. And Andre is a top level PSAL official, does college as well. And Drake comes to me, he said, and we're talking
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Drake says to me, if you want people to take your league seriously, you have to have official refs. So he introduces me to a gentleman by the name of Clinton Long, who would go on to be my mentor in this thing called organized basketball. I met this gentleman, and Glenn, I tell you, I've never met a man like him. I'm talking about a dude who is so disciplined. And I'm a grown man. I'm a young man at this point, but I'm grown, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to him because he's done this obviously, but he was just so, he kept me so he gave me a focus that I didn't have before going, because he knew what I was trying to step into. I didn't know, and so he taught me. He gave me some set of rules. He told me why this rule needs to be in place and that rule needs to be in place. And if you're gonna create something that is called a league, you have to have rules. You have to have referees. You have these things, and that's how you're gonna create. People are gonna respect you, and how you're gonna have impact. And from there, we started with about 4 or 5 schools the first year, and then we expanded the second year, and we have schools in the other side of Queens, schools coming from Manhattan. We're all only middle school at this point, and in the process of that time, I created the nonprofit Alpha Two Omega Youth Services, and that was the parent company, and it still is the parent company to the N.Y.S.A.A, the New York Scholastic Athletic League. So the kids were working at this time. You know, I got the kids doing. We had neutral sites, so everybody. You remember, everybody would come to Allen on a Friday night, which was the hottest chicken in town.
Oh man,
packed gym on Friday night Allen, which was phenomenal, man. I mean, you talking about giving young people somewhere to go safe every Friday, Saturday, without question. And as it just kept expanding year after year, then all of a sudden we end up we have Brooklyn schools coming in and Manhattan schools coming in. And then I got a call one year to expand to high school, and I didn't really know the footing in that, and but I reached back out, and we started doing high school back in like 2009, I want to say, and it's been what you see ever since then. Some changes and some growth. A lot of good ball players that came through this league, that would not have been, we would have not known about them, A lot of kids had high school experiences and grade school experiences that they wouldn't have had because their school didn't. A lot of schools were forced to create teams because they were like, hey, you know, we want something for the kids to do, and yeah, I'm thankful, man. Like just to see, like, you know, I've had a hand in New York City history and a hand in a lot of these kids' lives. Just opening the door, man. I tell you, Glenn, Friday night at Allen was amazing.
Oh, yo, trust me, I know. That's what made it fun. And for my kids, and I just want to know, were my kids, my school, were we the only special ed high school in the league?
Only one. And guess what? If you had not just said that, no one would have ever known.
No one. Because
No.
I give all props to our kids. We have some great kids that played in our teams during the years and some memorable moments as well.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. You gave us the opportunity. And even when we was in the last league, my kids was just the same, you know, just a different group. And no matter what we take them, but the fact that you gave us opportunity, and I would tell people, you know, especially with our later year groups in your league, you couldn't tell until the fourth quarter when this had to count. You know what I'm saying? That we would just fall apart. We would play to the tough to the end. It'll be, and then except the innovation game.
Woo! I was wondering if you gonna
I
bring
think
that up.
I knew they set us up to fight so they could throw a couple of our guys out, get a couple of our guys out of the game, so they can have an advantage. And that was the turning point because our kids went somewhere else, right?
Mm-hmm. But here's the dumb thing. I remember that day like it was yesterday. First of all, the energy in that building that day was at a high level. And I ain't gonna say no names. It was packed in there. I'm not gonna say no name. There was a very popular female actress in the building because her daughter played at Innovation.
Okay.
And I don't know her mental state, but even she had to be restrained in that day. So I just say, like, the level of the energy that was in the building that day was crazy, and the game was so tight.
If nothing would have happened and some college scouts was at that game and that game was able to finish the way it's supposed to finish,
yes,
it definitely, or someone from like the Daily News or Newsday, even though, you know, you guys were known, that game and the magnitude and the amount of players that was on the court at that one time,
yes,
was crazy.
Yeah. I mean,
but then I see my guy Cass is on here. They won the junior high school championship, so the JV championship. Definitely,
they did. They got themselves the title. But you know, for you know, MDP was strong. I mean, I want to say probably for like a long, like at least 3 or 4 years, you was in the chip every year. Every year you was in the chip.
3 years in a row. We just came from being in the championship in another league and went 3 years in a row. It's crazy.
And those guys were ball players. I mean, they were out there doing their thing and were strong and representing the school. I even remember the young man that went to Lincoln the year y'all y'all knocked off the #1 seed from the 8th seed.
And I used to always tell you, I say, yo, it's kids in our school that we don't let play because of discipline,
right?
And kids that we kind of let go after 1 year, like Erlen Ramirez, who went off to Brooklyn Collegiate, and that next year, Jaheim went on to Lincoln. You know, so we was letting our kids, you know, fly Pelican fly to go to the next level.
But that's where you guys, you know, you mentor and see that, hey, you know, you have an opportunity, you have a gift, you need to be cultivated in another environment, and that's beautiful, bro. Because when I run into those guys, I run into guys at the collegiate, and I ran into
Jaheim,
Jaheim. When I run to, they always remember MDP, and they represent MDP. I run into dudes in Harlem, and they're like, "Yo, I remember, yo, MDP."
That's right. That's right. So listen, now with that game and other games that followed, you started to put pressure on the PSAL.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real, because they started their developmental league because of you.
So it's myself, and there's another gentleman. I want to give him his credit. Another gentleman that started. He started. I want to say I fanned the fire. He started the flame. This guy up in the Bronx, but definitely the PSAL was like, yo, what's this guy doing over here with these small schools? And I believe I had a conversation. I had a conversation with you. That another coach, we won't say their name, kind of was mentioning my name in the league and what we were doing. And I'll be honest with you, man, when I heard it, I said, you know, we just gotta continue to do what we do. We're providing a service that they want to play politics about. No disrespect to the PSAL, they do what they do, but we do something different. And what we do is we provide opportunity. There's no bottleneck.
They should let those other schools, because look, at the end of the day, it's cool, right? But in your league, the kids will get the ultimate shine. Right? They wouldn't have to be like third and fourth and fifth tier to get, you know, some kind of recognition. They will be prime time.
All the time. All the time. And that's what's key. You know, I'll be honest with you, that's where the pressure on me has really lied, to make sure that they get that opportunity. So, you know, every off season, I'm trying to find out, well, how can we improve the website? How can we improve the stat keeping? How can we improve just the overall look of the league? Because these kids, people always ask me, well, what do you compare the teams in this league to in other leagues? And I say, yo, my teams are just as good. Not for the exception of the AA schools, probably that.
Right.
Obviously, it's a different talent level. AA, high level Catholic schools, different level. But if you wanna sit around and talk, let's talk about a couple of the A schools. Let's talk about, you know, some of the A schools in the Catholic league. My schools can compete with them.
We beat some of the B schools. We beat some of the A schools. Being in the N.Y.S.A.A. Trust me.
Yo, we here, and you know, I think it's, you know, a lot of the coaches that leave. I tell people, schools don't leave the league because they don't like the league. They leave because it's free to play in the PSAL. That's the only difference. It's free to play in the PSAL, and I get that. But what we provide is, like you said, yo, the students are front and center. You've experienced nights where the games are packed, wall to wall, people standing up on the wall. You can't get in.
And it's ran well. That's just it.
I appreciate that. A lot of work goes into this, you know, and I appreciate. But it's because you guys take it seriously. If the school did not take it seriously, if they didn't follow the rules, you know, that's, you know, that's where it goes left. Like I want to. A couple of years ago, when we were having issues with the referee, I was that really tore me to the core. I was like, yo, too much work goes into this from everybody. The time, the effort to not be on point. And, you know, we had to make some changes. And as you saw this year, changes were made. Unfortunately, we ran into COVID. But and it was coming to a great year. But definitely, you know, it's because of you guys that it keeps me energized to keep pushing.
All right, Cumberbatch. Yeah. Who are some of the top teams to watch for the upcoming year?
Wow. Well, Lord willing, we have a season 21. I always say my man over at Lions. You know, my man, he does a great job always keeping a guy. He has a young man that transferred back in from Thomas Jefferson that was getting hot late in the year. My man Anthony was getting hot, different level of talent, different speed. So he's always going to be in the game, the hunt. Unfortunately, I found out that Northside doesn't have a team anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but if the coach from North, the coach N.Y.S.A.A, one of the best coaches in the league, always
Yeah,
has
yeah.
a team prepared.
She's.
Yeah, of course. I want to.
Why they get rid of the basketball over there?
I think this politics and money. I think it just COVID has changed how education looks at things. I'm even hearing the PSAL may not have money soon, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, my homegirl over at Coach Matos over at Brooklyn Prospect. I know she always has them ready. A guy that you probably only played him once is the guy over at Quest to Learn.
Yes, I know you're talking about.
Oh, that brother always has his team ready. He plays a nice style, great shooters, and of course, this year, Brooklyn Collegiate coming in.
Oh yeah. That's the new team that's been in the league. Yep.
They definitely was a surprise to me. And those brothers really worked those kids, and they took it seriously. I like them. I never know what you got until you walk in the gym. So I never know.
These are down years for Mondo as far as basketball talent wise. But hopefully, we'll put some things together if we're able to play basketball. So let's just stay there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Tough now. Top 5 players in NYSAA history.
Yo, my
You're the commissioner.
I done seen them all. Wow. You're going to see. Ooh.
Whenever you're ready.
All right, I'm ready. I got you.
All right. All right.
All right, now Glenn, I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna be as just neutral as possible.
Go ahead, please, fam. Yes.
This is the top 5 guys I've said are just different and have been in the league. They different. I'm gonna go back to a guy I knew, the guy I see him. He's still a young man here on baby number 3. Good young man, working hard. A guy named David McCann from Brooklyn. He played at ABCD. ABCD closed now. Played ABCD. He was 6'3", skinny guy, probably just about 150 pounds, but he could do it all. And he was one of the most accomplished players in the league at that time.
Gotcha.
I'll take him. I'm going to put him at the 2. At the best point guard that I know I'm probably going to forget somebody, but these are who go stuck into my mind right now. The best point guard I remember is, oh wow, I'm gonna come back to that. My big man, I'm gonna go with the kid from Brooklyn Latin.
Okay.
Tyler. Now, Tyler, 6'7", not much weight on him, but he was versatile, could move. I like him. I also would take. Wow, jeez, woo. Whew, there's so many levels, bro. Oh man. I would definitely take the kid from Unity this past year.
Okay.
I liked him. You know what? Let me take him. He's gonna be my 6th man. I gotta get a 6th man, bro. You talk about almost 15 years of basketball.
Yeah, I got you.
I'm gonna move to my 6th man. At point, who would I put at point? Wow, there's so many. I'm gonna put at point a kid that you probably wouldn't know. He's a little bit before you got in the league. There's a kid named Elijah Francis. He played at Brooklyn. No. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna take him. I'm gonna take the kid that Steve had at point a couple years back when they won the championship. He was very good. I'll take him at point. He was a true. My man, what's his name? Jeez, I'm forgetting his name though. I'm forgetting his name. He was at point. He was
Okay, all right. That's
go with
three.
him. That's three. I'm gonna go with a dude from your school. I'm gonna go with Ice.
Ice, legendary.
Legendary NYSAA. The story of the league cannot be written about MDP without Ice. That's a fact. He was
the bucket. You throwing it to Ice. Once he
bucket.
gets you, it's a wrap.
Bucket. And he was probably one of the first dudes everyone had the game plan for. You know what I'm saying? So that factors in. And
another thing, a lot of other teams and coaches liked Ice. He was a very likable person as well.
Very likable guy.
His name is Elijah Ali. We just call him Ice. Yes.
Yeah. Now the point guard, I'm gonna tell you who I would take, and there have been some great ones, but I like the kid from Northside. His name was Isaiah, the one that won the MVP last year at the championship.
Got you.
I liked him because first of all, they went undefeated for the season, but he destroyed every point guard that he came up against. And it was
Is that the Puerto Rican guy? That's the Puerto Rican guy, right?
Oh,
yes,
man.
Yeah.
And the thing about him was he could set the table for you. He played defense, and he played against some. I think 2018, 2019 was a year we had a lot of good guards, and he just outplayed them all. He outplayed. Now, not to say there wasn't some good one. I like the kid that was at your school, Carlos.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a great point guard. Could score, could fill it up. There's a kid from N.Y.S.A.A that was pretty good, but I definitely, that's my six. I want to put that six up.
All right, top 5 NYSAA teams.
Woo.
You only give me 5. Only five.
Only 5. Real quick. I gotta go. So there's never ever been a repeat champion in NYSAA yet. I want to say I'm proud of that because that shows parity, but it has been perennial programs like yourself. I would say top 5 NYSAA teams. I want to throw Lions in there. I'm gonna throw MDP in there, even just on history, because you got to go to 3 straight chips is no small feat. I'm gonna throw, like I said, Lions, Northside. Just on history, Northside always in playoff contention, always ready there.
Yes.
Always ready. I'm gonna also go with a school with N.Y.S.A.A. N.Y.S.A.A, before you came to the league, N.Y.S.A.A was the first team to go to 3 straight championships. They didn't get over there at home, but they were always there. And who's that? That's 4. That's 4.
Yeah, one more.
4. Wow, I'm probably forgetting somebody now. Wow. Top team. I'm gonna go with Wow. Oh man. That last team is tough. That last team is tough. I'm gonna probably say Brooklyn Prospect.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Brooklyn Prospect. They're always in contention, even for their JV. Their JV's won something like 4 championships already.
Wow.
Their varsity's won 1, but they're always in contention. They have Brooklyn Prospect has the most championships of any school.
Okay.
Across the league. Them followed by Lions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Top 5 players in New York City history.
Oh, New York City history. I'm gonna go with my man Kenny Anderson. I'm gonna go with my man. I'm a little bit of old hat. My man Jamal Mashburn. People really don't talk about him as much.
You ain't that old, fam. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with that. Wow. I'm gonna I'm gonna give him his respect because he has those championships. Lance Stevenson, because he has the chips to prove it. By default, also you got to go with Sebastian Telfair. Of course, Stephon Marbury. Of course.
Okay.
Um,
All my guys, all my Lincoln guys.
I mean, yo, you listen. I'm about winning championships, bro. Don't tell me you was good and you had a good game. No, I'm talking about championship. I mean, there's so many in New York. I love you had Rod on here, Rod Strickland. I love Rod. I played, with Lamar. Lamar was amazing. Eric Barkley and Speed Clark, those guys. That's my generation. So
Got you.
I give him that. I give him that props, but that's mine.
Coach Monto said you are old.
Yo, I feel it. Here's the thing, Glenn. Most of the kids that I had when I first started working in education, all of them are either married or have kids. They're in their 30s. So
You don't gotta remind me, bro. I already know.
Shoot. Yep.
All right, man. So, last question: what is your perception of New York City basketball in your eyes compared to how you saw it to where it is now?
It's like a black and white cookie right now. So, one side of it is a lot of good that kids are learning the game more organized now. They're learning the game kind of in the structure that it's supposed to push them in the right direction. But I'm also very sad in that there's a lot of adults messing the game up for these kids. A lot of parent expectations are being fed, misleading them. There's a lot of great ball players that are out there that need help, but they don't get the shine or attention because the politics. They can't be on the AU team, or they don't go to this person, or they don't have a trainer. Every kid got a trainer now.
All them kids ain't gonna make it, bro. Trust me. I was just having this conversation today. We was watching Kentucky play against Louisville or some big school, and I was just saying, look at all those guys who are on the bench, right?
Bench.
When those guys were signing a letter of intent to Kentucky, everybody in their neighborhood and their family thought they was making it to the NBA.
Everyone.
Got there, and they doing exactly what me and you doing right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And even some of the guys that's playing.
Yeah.
Everybody's not gonna make it, bro.
I think there's a lot of great programs out there, a lot of great coaches. I'm a real basketball head, man. I go to all the games. I go to Dykeman in the summertime. I'm in Pro City. I'm in the park tournament from some kid at some school that's playing. I'm there. And what I see a lot of is the kids are not. They think they're good athletes, but they're not learning the IQ of the game. They just they're just going right now, and unfortunately, when they hear D2 or D3, they turn their nose up at it. They're like, look at what LaMelo Ball's doing. Let this go on. And the reality of it is that, like you said, everyone's not gonna make it. Everyone's not gonna be a 4 or 5-star recruit. Everybody ain't gonna be at this camp or that camp. But you should learn the game. And once upon a time, you go to somewhere. I remember me and my man Kenny, when I was in high school, we were in Connecticut, and they were like, "Oh, you from New York?" They went and got the 2 best players in Hartford, Connecticut, to come play us at the Y. We weren't even that good, and these guys.
The reputation of New York holds its own.
That's what it is, and that's what happened. Now you say you from New
Everybody
York.
caught up. Everybody caught up.
They caught up quick, and they looking at, well, what makes a New York ball player different? And you take away the entourage, you take away the hood fame, You take away all that. Why should a coach recruit this kid? Coaches are not recruiting New York the way they used to. You know, so I tell kids, yo, make sure you got your grades together. You know, make sure when you pick a school and a school issuing you, you tell them you want an academic scholarship, but over athletic scholarship. And they be like, why? You know, athletic scholarships are 1 year renewable. So if you don't go in there, you don't play or you don't show up, bye education. You know what I mean? And then you bouncing from school to school to school to school. That's not the way to live. That's not the way, So, but the guys that are the handlers, as I call them now in New York City, they don't tell them that. They're not even trying to introduce that idea. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of these kids are just. I feel bad for them because they're gonna have their hearts broken at a young age from grown ups that look at this as a business and not these young men and young women too that are going through it. So, New York City basketball, it needs to be better. There's some people that are doing some great things, but there's some. I hope that those that have the influence to do right by these kids just continue to do that, and hopefully we move forward.
Definitely, man. That's very, very powerful, and I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Before I show you your artwork, is there anyone that you would like to nominate to be on the show?
Oh man, I definitely, if she's up to it, Coach Marsala. Definitely my man Kev. If you get a chance with Kev always has a unique perspective about this youth basketball because it's a grassroots, Glenn, that really get these kids where they at. So we want to get the grassroots coaches on here as well.
All right, let's make that connection, and I rock with both of them. Right now, you're the 91st show.
Okay.
I have 9 more shows, right, to get to number 100. Yeah. And I'll make the announcement in a few. I want the 100 show to be a little special. So. Okay.
Well, I tune in. When you go live,
sure.
I tune in. So
I appreciate you, brother.
I'm so, like I said, bro, I'm so proud of you. And
thank you.
This is going to the moon. And, you know what I'm saying? So this, just keep doing what you're doing. Now, I hope this doesn't mean you ain't coaching no more, though. Because we still need you to. I hope this doesn't mean you're not coaching. Because
I'm gonna get back out there one of these days. Okay. But for right now, I gotta get this baby to where it needs to go, and we're gonna go from there.
Yeah.
But I want to show you something real quick.
Okay.
Because my guy's definitely getting better and better.
Ready?
Oh wow!
Recognize that?
Yo, respect. Yo, respect. Oh, that's so hot. That's so hot. That is hot. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yo, I definitely got a link and get that from you, man.
Definitely, fam.
Oh wow. Respect. What's your man's name? I didn't get his name.
Jamel Powell.
Jamel Powell. Respect. Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, man.
Yo, I'm definitely getting that. That's amazing. Wow. I'm honored.
Don't worry about it, brother. That's what we do on Basketball Heads Live, man. And I just wanted to say thank you for doing what you do for all of us and for the kids, mainly for the kids, man. And brother, I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, man.
No doubt.
All right.
No doubt. My man, Coach Cass, the head coach of the JV team, he's on here. He's saying what's up.
Coach? What's up, Coach? Yeah. Yo, certain years I just love to see. I'm missing all of y'all. I can't. Just walking in the gym and just saying what's up.
That's right.
It's oh man. Oh, we gotta get back to it. Got
no doubt, Coach.
All right, now.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Mr. Commissioner. Definitely.
All right, now.
All right. Yo, hit your people up and let them know.
Oh, we'll do. I'm gonna get
all right.
Info.
All right, bet.